Falonne, we're glad to have you. Thank you so much for having us here at ISLO Collection. Welcome once again to the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes, I know you have had a conversation before, and I've seen your brand grow so much for the last 3 years, 2 years now, being one of the biggest ones. I've seen your brand, even some of your collection, mostly the latest collection, be worn by every single person you know in this Kigali, and it has really been trending. How has it been seeing the growth of your brand in general, like seeing the love from people, like from beauty queens, TV personalities, MCs, really wearing ISLO collection? How has it been?
Honestly, it's been an honor. It's been a great pleasure, but I was very humbled because when I created the collection, I wasn't expecting this much buzz, and it has opened so many doors for us. But I was very humbled because when I created ISLO, my goal wasn't to dress celebrities, but then seeing all these TV personalities, MCs, and all those business women, all those people you mentioned, seeing them choose ISLO is very, very gratifying because those are people who have many options. They can literally get any brand. So seeing them not only choose us, but also come back, just shows me that I'm doing something well. That's one, and it also encourages me. It shows me that I'm on the right path, I'm making the right choices. And honestly, it's mostly being grateful.
I want to take you back because I know we had a conversation before, but we would love to start at the beginning of ISLO itself. I think now where it is, it's an established brand, but starting the brand way back, now where it is right now, take me through the brand's vision when you started. What did you have in mind while creating ISLO? What was your vision? What did you see at that time when you're like, okay, I'm a young person, I'm starting this brand, I want to put myself out there for become a fashion designer. What was the vision starting this brand specifically?
Honestly, to be very honest, I started this brand very young, so I didn't have a complete vision. But I'd say that it was born out of a necessity, at least a personal necessity. I've always been passionate about fashion for as long as I can remember. Even when I was a child, I would make dresses for my dolls or for myself. So it was born out of a need, a personal need that I had, because I couldn't find garments in Rwanda that really represented how I wanted to show up. So I started making my own stuff, which moved to making my friends' garments, and then it became a business. But it was really that yearning for clothes that I wanted to wear that were going to help me express my individuality, clothes that would make me feel good about myself, good in my own skin, uplift my confidence. So that's how it started. And then I started pushing it from myself to other people. Now that required me to understand what other people needed, because my needs and the way I want to show up in the world is very different from the way other people. So I was trying to learn about other people and creating for them. That's how I evolved. But it was mainly born out of that personal necessity.
Something that I would really love to hear from you as a fashion designer, you always ask this question. As you said, you created this brand out of necessity from what you wanted, but did you know that this was your path? Have you, maybe most of the community I have with different designers, okay, I was a model, then I transitioned to become a designer, or maybe my mom was a tailor, I had a family member was a tailor, then I started going through that journey. What was it like growing up for you? Did you know that fashion was a thing or a career path that you wanted to choose?
That was definitely there. Like I said, for as long as I can remember, when I was 9, I would make my own stuff, but the vision wasn't clear. I didn't know whether it was going to be, I was going to own a fashion business, whether I was going to work for somebody else, make a dress for them, but I just knew that it was going to revolve around fashion, one way or the other. I remember that even before, when I was still in college, before I started, I had a friend who once asked me, what do you want to do? And then I was like, I want to make clothes, but back then it wasn't really something fancy. And I remember the reaction on their face. They were like, huh, really? Of all things you can dream of?
You want to
be. So it has always been there, but the vision wasn't as elaborate as it is. Because I think that most business people would tell you, you start with one vision on one thing, But then as experience, you learn on the way and you keep pivoting, you change some stuff. Like when I started, it was mainly custom made, and then I started learning from maybe the challenges of custom made. I started pivoting from making collections. So you learn on the journey and then you adjust, you change things. That's how your business keeps evolving, but the vision stays the same, is to build something that's going to be bigger than you and outlive you.
Yeah, the vision stays the same. Now I would also love to ask you about specifically the collection that we're talking about, even what the piece you're wearing now. I know I mentioned it earlier how it has really exploded on social media. Everybody is wearing ISLO. Tell me more about this collection and where the brand is at now in general. Such growth over the years. Why is the brand, the collection, why was it important for you to create these type of outfits that we see online? Women wearing the corsets that are amazing. As I mentioned, beauty queens, TV personalities, and MCs, everybody's wearing ISLO now. What was the collection and why is the brand, where the brand is right now? Yeah.
So I think this is the most intentional thing I've ever worked on, the collection itself. It's called Meat Bar. And
Meat bar?
Meat bar, yeah.
Meat as nyama?
Meat bar, no, not meat, but meat with a D.
Oh yes,
yes.
meat.
Meat bar, it's in Hebrew and it means wilderness. It's a collection that celebrates the journey that women go through, hardships that we go through, but it's called Meat Bar Desert Bloom. So something that blooms in the desert, in the harshest condition, but it blooms anyway. So it's a way of celebrating the journey that we go through and how we become better people. When you look at grief, when you look at, think of any challenge, hardships, sometimes when you look back, you see that the person you are today is because of that journey you went through. So this was the main story of the collection. And I created it to celebrate those women. I created it for the women who want to show up with grace, who want to be confident in their own individuality, to uplift their confidence. So really creating with that individual in mind, I think is the reason why this collection had such a good response from the public.
With so many people.
Exactly, because from the very beginning, from the concept of me thinking and drawing, I had that woman in mind, and it was the first time I have really been that intentional in my creative process, and I think that's the main reason why. Because one surprising thing, maybe not so surprising, is because when I was thinking about that women, I listed some of them and I started creating that persona. And the most humbling thing is that those are the people who were reaching out. I didn't even reach out to them, but they were reaching out because it was responding to their needs. And the reason why is because I took time to really think about what they desire, what they need, the positions they're in, how they want to show up. And yeah, it's actually one advice to other creators. Think about the person you are creating for.
That is really amazing. Thank you so much for really putting yourself out there like that and creating something that really resonates with people. Another question that I did ask about is like where the brand is at right now. Because such a growth over the years, not only having a collection that is really trending, but how would you define ISLO right now with the evolving Rwanda fashion industry? So many incredible designers are coming in and you have established yourself. How would you define, people most like, how would you define your era? Like what era are you in?
Yeah.
What does ISLO mean right now and the era ISLO is in right now?
I'd say it's in a very exciting era because so many things are happening. So I'd say it's a transition from one place to another, because in business there's always that stagnant place you will reach and you feel like nothing is changing, nothing is growing, nothing is going down. But then I can feel really the steep, and it's very exciting. And you mentioned also the Rwandan creative sector, ecosystem as a whole. It's also very exciting. We are really seeing a lot of young designers emerging. We are seeing even interest from the people. People are becoming really proud to wear Rwandan made. It hasn't always been like that. Not just Rwandans themselves being proud to wear made in Rwanda, but even people are international people. They are really trying. You see that appeal for made in Africa. So it's a very exciting time to be a designer, not just a designer, but even a Rwandan designer, because even the government is really pushing the creative industry as a whole. So it's an exciting path I'm on. I see growth, I see opportunities. I'm eager and keen to grab them. So it's really that space where like, let's go, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Run. But how did you stay relevant, but at the same time, what are some of the uniqueness? What are you, like, you know, when you go to a job interview, like, tell me your strengths.
Yes.
Like, what are some of your strengths? Like, tell me a little bit about that. What makes ISLO different from any other brand that we have in the country?
Okay, saying at top of the game, I'm not sure that I can claim that.
Year, if I'm naming names, this year you are top of the game.
Thank you. Thank you. Very hard to claim that, but thank you. I'd say, you know, talent is very important, but talent by itself is not enough. Because whether you want to believe or not, people will always remember the way they feel, you make them feel, the way you treat them. And building a sustainable brand is like a mixture of so many things. It's a mixture of being intentional with excellence, being good with quality, deeply caring about your customers. I really care about my customers. Like when they come for consultations, I want to understand who they are. I want to understand where are you going, what makes you uncomfortable, what do you like, really. And they feel it, and you can't even fake it, because the human is a very intelligent person. They will know whether you're faking it. So it's a combination of all those things. But if I could say it in one word, is experience. Like the experience you give them from the moment they come speak to you, how kind you are. So it's a mixture of so many things, but that's what will make you build a sustainable brand. Because like nice clothes, stylish garments, they will attract people. But for them to stay, for them to keep coming back and keep choosing you, it's going to be about the experience you give them and the way you treat them. So talent is important, good style is important, but really pay attention to how you treat people.
That's really amazing.
Yeah, that's what will make them tell people about you, come back, shout
you get clients like from another client.
Exactly. They will.
I would also love to ask this question, because I was having a conversation and I saw a DM from some of our viewers talking about the business side of fashion. You know, that is something that really even scares the young designers who are starting it off, and then they don't know how to juggle this. Like this talent you mentioned, it's not all about talent. There's talent that they have the drive, they are eager to do what they have in mind and put it on paper and go to tailors and create stuff. But there's also the business side of it. How has it been for ISLO? But even if you can share some of the advice for the young talent that are watching us, but business-wise, like how are you handling the business side of fashion? This can be really terrifying with even the growth of the country in general, with the ecosystem growth over the years. Of course, many things have changed in the industry, fashion industry mostly. So many clients are coming in, people are understanding what you guys are doing, but how have you handled the business side of fashion, ISLO specifically?
I'd say that I'm still a student of business. And I think I speak for most creatives when I say that we come into this as creatives. You have talent, whether you're a painter, you know how to paint, whether you're a fashion person, you know how to make clothes. But then when you get into it, you realize that even business is even more important than the creative side. Because if you want your creations to survive, you really have to handle the business side. I'm still learning. Each experience teaches me something new. Each journey I go through, each path, it shows me things I need to change and adjust. I'd say the challenges have been, oh my God, so many challenges. I think not just as a creative, any business person will tell you. Some financial constraints, navigate some seasons where you saw like nothing was really going on, but keep pushing. But one great lesson that I have learned from business is that any growth takes patience. And yes, a lot of patience. What has particularly helped me, at least personally, is to remember why I created this, why I started this. I started it because I wanted to build something meaningful for me, for my family, and for the country as a whole. So when you remember that, that's what helps you in the beginning to keep pushing. Like you want to build something, but then as you keep growing, as each step you make, now I started ISLO from my mom's house. Like I had a sewing machine in our living room.
Wow.
Went from that to a small store with just one machine. Started buying more machinery, hiring people. And now that you even have people who are dependent on you, like people in the community that you're employing, and they also have kids that they take to school, it becomes greater than you. You don't think about yourself anymore and your profits. You think about all those people that you're impacting. So that on its own will help you keep pushing and keep making steps forward. And you also take any hardship, any challenge as a learning opportunity. Instead of it kicking you down, you use it as an opportunity to learn and to change things. You implement new policies, you change your way of working.
You figured it out.
Exactly, and you also seek exactly. You join any, like now I've gotten the opportunity to join the creative DNA, and we are learning so much. You get mentors, you get coaches, any opportunity you get to learn, because exactly business is self-taught for us. It's not something that we come in knowing. So
you have produced or been a part of the huge productions like Tonight is the Night that just happened, I would say a few weeks ago at BK Arena. You have been a part of it. This is like the second time you have worked with them. Now being a part of stories, or being a part of Tonight is the Night as a theater production, being able to now tell your story but through clothes. How do you do that? How does it differ from even creating a normal collection that you wake up, you're like, oh, I'm feeling this, but now you are creating with purpose. You have a story to tell through theater experiences that we don't even have in Rwanda that much. How has it been producing for Tonight is the Night?
It was definitely a learning experience, because creating for a theater production is different from creating everyday style. Because when I'm creating for everyday fashion, I think about the client, where she's going to wear her piece and so on. But then when you're creating for a theater experience, you think about the character, you think about the lights on the stage, you think about the movement on stage, and you also think about the emotion that you want to evoke from the audience.
People,
So it's really a bigger thing than just the normal client that you're used to every day. I'd say that it was a learning opportunity, and it challenged me as a creative. For example, that theater experience you're referring to, Tonight is the Night, one of the characters was a mistress, the other one was a wife. So you try to address the mistress in a more provocative way, and then the wife as like a wife. So you have to think about all those pieces. And when you make something that's quite ordinary, you try to make it add sparkles, because you have to remember that it's on a stage. So all those small things, they pushed me to think further as a creative. It was a fun thing to work on, but also challenging.
Rwanda fashion industry is growing so much. We talked about it, so many opportunities. You're part of the Rwanda creative DNA, and the few months ago also there was like UK and Rwanda partnership that took some designers out of the country. There's all different ways that the country has really is pushing the designers and creative industry in general. Where do you see the fashion industry in the next coming years? What are your hopes, mostly as a designer, as a creative, and also someone who's a part of this ecosystem in general? What are your hopes for this industry that we are all in and trying to figure it out?
Like you said, we are still trying to figure it out, but I really see the Rwandan creative industry being and going into a very exciting phase. Because not only is the government behind us, like all these programs you're seeing, all these fundings, encouragement for them, it's a very exciting time to be a designer. And my hope is to see even more young designers emerging, and they start their thing. But I also want to see more opportunities, more collaboration coming out, more opportunities for us to compete on the global stage. not just because the government wants to help us, but because we are worth that. We are really improving our quality. We are really worth it. So I want to see more opportunities opening for us to compete internationally with global brands. And also, even like the industrial side of it, I want to see more manufacturing capacities coming up. Why don't we make our own fabrics? Why don't we make our own accessories? I want to see really the whole sector, not just creating garments, but even the whole ecosystem that sustains us grow in the country. And I really, really hope that ISLO will be part of that, to just show on the global stage that Rwandan fashion is willing to compete. And for me personally, if I see just one young individual dreaming big because they saw what was possible for a Rwandan fashion brand that started from zero, to me, honestly, that would be the biggest accomplishment. Just inspiring one young person to be bold and dream big. That
is really important. I want to talk about creatively. What's next for ISLO? What are you at? You just released the collection. It's been a success. What are you thinking about to the next? Because, you know, fashion is always like, what's next? What's next? You know, what do you have? What are you creating? What are you into? The brand growth order. Tell me more. Yeah.
I guess what's next for me, the first thing is that I'm trying to sustain the excellence that we are seeing. When you see something that's growing and people are taking it well, the market is excited about it. You want to sustain first that excellence, but then I also want to push it a little bit farther, like stretching an elastic. I want to go beyond Rwanda. Now I'm starting to think, how can I reach maybe East Africa for now and then push beyond. But I also want to keep improving on the collection itself, maybe release like a Midbar 2.0 or maybe another collection. That's at least the immediate future. But if I say maybe pushing it even further than a few years from now, my dream is to really start looking into playing on the global stage. That's the next step for ISLO.
That is really amazing, and we can't wait to see how it goes finally, and seeing the next collection and how successful it could be. You have played really a huge part in the industry, and now being able to be one of the recognizable faces and brands in Rwanda, kudos to you, and shout out to everything that you are doing. We can't wait to come back and see you, explore and do more. Thank you so much for having us. We're glad we had this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.